Oh,
I know.
this is a first. This is a first.
Happen,
yep.
but it's gonna happen.
Good thing it's on video.
Yeah. Okay, cut.
Hi, everybody.
Howdy.
Welcome to the Whiskey Heathens World Headquarters right here in Fort McMurray, Alberta, where it's always 5 o'clock.
Bam.
And we have some special whiskeys and a special guest, as I'm sure you can see. Take it away.
Thanks. That's just too much of an introduction. I'm Bob. I'm from Yukon Brewing / Two Brewers Whiskey, and I am one of the Two Brewers. That's where the name came from. Myself and a partner started the company way back before most of you were born, I'm sure. In 1997 was our first beer, and so yeah, we make whiskey like a brewer, and we can talk about that if you want. It's up to you guys. So hence the name, Two Brewers.
Two Brewers.
Great to be here.
Classic.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh,
Original?
The pleasure is ours.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. We're all just like a little bit starstruck, actually. We're huge fans of what Two Brewers are doing. Not much in the house because it doesn't last, really. The only one I had here was this little kill that we're drinking here today. Everything else just literally comes and it's gone.
I got one bottle, I got bottle 125 that I don't want to open for a long time of this same whiskey because it is so good that I want to enjoy it 10, 15, 20 years down.
I do have one bottle left as well. We deemed it the best Canadian whiskey to ever grace our mustaches.
Oh.
So you can actually find the episode right here. This was before our friend Bob stopped by here.
Before you owed me something?
That's right, you dumb motherfuckers. I own you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We said we pay you after.
There you go.
So yeah, we figured we'll kill bottle this cask number 2, barrel 204, right? Peated PX cask for the Edmonton Scotch Club.
This is the very best thing.
Again, it's a PX cask, so it's a 250 liter PX sherry, which has always been our favorite sherry because of its raisiny, date, figs, all that stuff that comes in the sherry. I remember when we bought the cask, I was talking to this guy in Spain because we buy them from Spain to be genuine.
It's legit.
His English was marginally better than my Spanish, which is like 1 out of 10, both of us. And I was pretty sure that he asked me when we were ordering the cask, how much sherry do you want in your empty cask? And I went, I don't really understand what you're asking me. I thought you said how much sherry in my empty cask. He said, yeah, no one buys them empty. So I said, well, like 20 liters? Like they're a 250 liter cask and they're coming through customs. So, you want to be not too crazy. Well, yeah, that's about right, 20 liters. So when our cask came, the first thing we did was knock a bung out and drain all the sherry out into plastic pails from Home Hardware. And put the sherry aside. And of course, you can't do that without drinking some of the sherry.
Of course.
It took me back when I was a kid. My mom used to go to the grocery store and buy raisin pies. I don't know if you've ever had raisin pie.
I have
Butter tart's the closest thing.
Butter tart?
Oh, God. It was like drinking a butter tart. It was like the
We
most
drank
ridiculous
butter
thing.
tart, actually.
We did. Butter tart moonshine.
Yeah, once again, episode right here.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's cool. See, that's what we want to know, though, right? The history of the casks and stuff. That's all fun, the wood, but cool stories like that.
So the PX barrel, right, was where it got a lot of its sherry influence, all that sweetness and so on.
I'm a sherry head.
But what we put in liquid-wise, what had peat in it. Now, when we do a peated batch, we'll sometimes do 100% peated malts, and sometimes we'll do some lesser percentage. And it's always interesting when you walk into the building, which normally we're making beer. We make whiskey like 5 or 6 times a year. Yeah. But you know right away when you're making peat because it's like walking into a building that burnt down last week. Like it just smells.
We're familiar with that smell.
Yeah, here we are in Fort Mac.
Speaking of burning buildings.
Exactly. But yeah, it's like when you take your clothes off at the end of a camping weekend and you still smell like the fire.
I'm okay with that smell though.
Yeah, and that's what the building smells like. And oh man, we're making peated whiskey.
Oh my God.
And put that with the sweetness of the PX sherry is where this little fella came from.
It's like I died and went to purgatory.
And you know what? When we do,
This is a good place to get stuck right here.
well,
It's just so awesome. It's got that raspy kind of pungent flavor that I just really love, man. That peat and that sweetness.
Yeah, it's that sweet peat mix.
Like it's a crazy mix. Like it doesn't belong together.
But no, it does belong together.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It is.
Well, on paper it doesn't.
Yeah,
but in this glass it does.
It's such a an off the wall maybe thing for a lot of people, and maybe even a tailored taste, but like definitely tailored to my taste.
Well, the two words that we use when we're talking about our whiskeys are layered and complex. We don't want anything that we want it wide, we want it deep, we want it all three dimensions, right? And I think this one, while single casks don't often hit that, because you hit that by taking some ingredients from this barrel and that barrel and blending them. This one had enough going on that it pretty well hit it right off the hop. So
I agree.
We're as soon as we got to this barrel, and we had gone through a few of them before we said, this is the guy. This one wants this one wants it. This one wanted nothing, or wanted the very least.
Just ready.
It was just ready.
Oh, I love the fact that this one is such a mouth coater.
Yeah, and it's 58%.
58 or 54?
Oh, is it 54?
No, I don't even remember.
I'm going to say 58.
58, yeah.
There you go.
So like, you said mouth coating, there's not that intense sharpness from that cask strength whiskey. I mean, it's like scratchy, but that's the flavors, right? It is mouth coating. I do have some water here in our trusty Glenfarclas jug. I'm just going to add a little tiny sploosh. You're welcome to, but you don't have to, of course. And it's got that nice viscosity, even with the water.
Yeah, I don't know how much you could put in this before you would knock that back. And quite honestly, I've never been bold enough to put any water in this. I didn't drink it. So I'm not sure what flavors it opens up, but no doubt it brings out something new. So I am going to do that.
Oh my!
I know.
This is a first.
This is the first.
Yep.
But it's gonna happen.
Good thing it's on video.
Yeah. Okay, cut.
That's literally where I'm going to end the video too.
No, the best part about this is at 58 does not need water.
No, it doesn't at all. It really doesn't.
Well, it's interesting because alcohol is, of course, a flavor, and often is a dominating flavor, and it's really hard to have enough in behind the alcohol to not need to cut it.
This one delivers.
I think it does. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's got like some kind of sugar, burning sugar type of thing there too. I like it a lot. We've had many discussions in private, in group chats, and live, and recorded videos that literally has put this at the top of the bar that has been set when it comes to Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, it is literally the best experience you will have in your life.
I'm so happy to revisit it now.
Delicious.
And now I know that, again, 10, 15, 20 years from now, I get to do it again.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's going to last that long, is it?
It probably won't. No, that's the problem.
No, it's a
great theory.
Fantasy. I'm going to end up cracking this at Christmas or
It's
something.
great on paper. What are you doing tomorrow?
Right?
Finishing the next bottle.
Yeah.
I got mine put way in the back of the cabinet where I tend to forget about it. It's out of sight, out of mind, and that's what I'm hoping for. So, when
That's
I'm
failed in
spring
the past,
cleaning
though.
in 5 years, I'm like, oh damn, and then accidentally open it. We drink it quickly, and it's one of the ones that we share. Being Canadian, you're proud to share really good bar-setting Canadian whiskey.
Absolutely.
If you're drinking your Gibsons with your 7, that's cool too. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more complex, I'm like, damn, I'm proud to say this is from Canada. And people love it, right? People love Two Brewers.
It was pretty cool to be able to do this too for the Edmonton Whiskey Club. I mean, we're honored when someone like that comes to us and says, "Can you do something for us?" Because they can ask anybody, and they asked us, and so we said, we've got to push the boat out with this a little bit. So hopefully we did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to blow a lot of smoke up your ass.
Well done.
Well, I'm just going to say it. We usually tout Two Brewers as some of the finest products coming out of Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Like when we talk about different whiskeys, Josh is a Scotch guy. I like Canadian and world whiskeys. Like I like whiskey from Israel and Italy, right? When we talk about Canadian whiskey, it's still like unknown is not the right term, but it's not widespread. So when we say niche. When we say Canadian whiskey, have you guys heard of Two Brewers in the Yukon? Because they're producing some of the finest product you can get your lips on.
Well, again, you're only making it a couple times a year,
Rare. Very rare.
Yeah.
right? And
Well,
it's getting
you know,
scooped up.
At the end of the day, and some of the equipment, well, we've got some things that we invented around our brew house, so that we can use our brew house in the distilling process beyond making the distillery's beer. 'Cause of course, we make that in the brew house.
We got some beer right over there.
It's good for you.
You know, it's I think it adds to what it is we're doing. It's certainly something that, as far as we know, no one else is doing.
Yep.
And you know, at the end of the day, it does consume a lot of our brewing time. We're a brewery first, and quite honestly, the first whiskey we made was 2009, and we waited 7 years to sell it because we thought, well, you can wait 3 years.
Yep.
We can wait
That's
for
okay.
more.
And then you taste some, and you go, it needs another year.
Sure.
This is, and then at 4 years, one more year.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
said that at 4, 5, 6, and finally at 7, we said, you know, I think this is okay to put our name on it. We know it's going to continue to evolve, but we're happy with this.
Good.
Which is what we did. But it's
When it's ready, it's ready.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're lucky. Beer pays the bills. We were in no hurry to get out the door, and even now we're in no hurry to make more. We're in no hurry to change our process.
Like you always say, Bob.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Awesome.
We have zero intention, at least probably in my lifetime. Maybe my kids who are taking over when I go, they're already working there.
So we're gonna see this stuff coming for a long time.
It'll be
Quite
generational.
Quite
Yeah.
honestly, my son is sort of taking over the blending. Release 38 and 39 that just came out are 100% his.
Oh, is that right?
100% his.
Very
so
cool, very
we'll
cool.
see. We'll see. The jury will be out, I am sure.
Oh yeah. The people will speak.
They always did.
They always do.
Yeah, we're a bunch of loudmouths.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's awesome. We really appreciate you coming and sharing some drams with us today. We'll close it off there, but we do have some more whiskeys that you'll see videos of that we'll be talking about here today, as well as the beers. So yeah, folks, thanks for tuning in once again. Bob,
Thanks
so
so
much.
much.
Yeah, thanks
Cheers.
so much.
Thanks so much for inviting me over.
Two Brewers.
Hey, cheers, man.
I don't want to do that. I want to savor this every last one.
Tasty. I might open my other bottle tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what
I can
happens.
do whatever I want.
What are you, an adult?
That's a rumor.
Right?
Don't tell his wife.